Good morning, champions. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you sat in absolute silence? No phone, no social media, no noise from the outside world, just you and your thoughts. If that question makes you uncomfortable, listen closely, because today we're talking about something that separates the average from the extraordinary, the art of self-focus. Most people believe that success is tied to doing more, working harder, and being constantly busy. However, what they don't realize is that success starts within the mind. True success comes not from external noise, but from internal clarity. One of the most crucial yet often overlooked components of success is mental stillness. The power of a quiet mind cannot be overstated, because when you are able to silence the chaos in your mind, you unlock the ability to hear your true desires, access your inner wisdom, and make decisions that align with your highest potential. When the mind is still, it becomes a space for focused thought, clear vision, and conscious action. But if your mind is cluttered with noise, whether it's worries, distractions, or the constant barrage of outside opinions, you are effectively drowning out your own thoughts and desires. You are allowing the world to dictate how you think, feel, and act, rather than taking control of your own narrative. This external chaos, if left unchecked, can lead to confusion, procrastination, and lack of direction. Think of your mind as a garden. If you allow weeds, negative thoughts, distractions, and self-doubt to grow unchecked, they will take over the space and choke out the seeds of your dreams. A garden requires attention, intention, and care to flourish. In the same way, your mind needs intentional stillness to grow your ideas and your vision. When you quiet your mind, you create the space for inspiration to flourish, for ideas to grow, and for focus to take root. The power of mental stillness lies in its ability to allow you to reconnect with yourself. When life gets noisy, we often forget who we are and what we truly want. The world pushes its agenda, and we start to drift away from our own goals. But when you quiet your mind, you strip away the distractions and get back to your center, you begin to remember who you are at your core and what it is you truly desire. This clarity is the foundation of success. Mental stillness isn't about stopping your thoughts entirely. That's impossible. Rather, it's about creating space between your thoughts so that you can choose which ones deserve your attention. It's about disciplining the mind to focus on what's important and letting go of what doesn't serve you. This requires practice, but the rewards are immense. When you have the ability to quiet your mind, you can choose to focus on opportunities, solutions, and actions that move you forward rather than getting bogged down by doubts or distractions. In the modern world, we are constantly bombarded with information. Social media, news, emails, and even well-meaning family members and friends all contribute to the noise in our lives. But here's the secret. You don't need to be constantly connected to succeed. The most successful people in the world aren't glued to their phones or constantly reacting to the world around them. They understand the power of stillness. They know that in order to make the best decisions and take the most effective actions, they need to filter out the noise and listen to their own inner voice. This ability to quiet the mind doesn't come naturally to most people, but it can be cultivated. One powerful practice is meditation. Meditation is the art of sitting in stillness and observing your thoughts without judgment. It allows you to develop control over your mind and emotions, helping you to create mental clarity and focus. When you meditate regularly, you become more aware of the thoughts that arise in your mind and more skilled at choosing which thoughts you allow to take root. Another method for cultivating mental stillness is journaling. Writing down your thoughts can help you release mental clutter and gain clarity on your goals and challenges. It's a way of externalizing your thoughts so that they no longer control you. Journaling provides an outlet for your ideas, fears, and dreams, and when done consistently, it can serve as a powerful tool for self-reflection and mental organization. In a world that values speed and instant gratification, quieting your mind may seem counterintuitive, but the truth is, the more you practice mental stillness, the more efficient and effective you become. In a world full of distractions, having the ability to quiet your mind allows you to make better decisions, avoid distractions, and focus your energy on what truly matters. This focus leads to massive action, and massive action leads to success. Success is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. And the only way to know what the right things are is by quieting the noise and listening to your inner guidance. When you're able to silence the chaos of the world around you, you create the mental space to make powerful decisions, take decisive action, and create the life you desire. A quiet mind is the fertile soil in which success can grow. And it all starts with taking the time to clear away the clutter and tune in to the power within you. So take a moment each day to quiet your mind, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. Give yourself the space to reconnect with your vision and your goals. The more you practice mental stillness, the more your life will begin to reflect the peace and clarity you cultivate within. The moment you decide to pursue a bigger life, a life of purpose and success, distractions begin to chase you. They come in many forms: social media notifications, family members who don't understand your vision, friends who aren't on the same path, and even the noise of society pushing you to follow a conventional route. It can feel overwhelming, even exhausting, as if the entire world is conspiring to pull you off course. But here's the powerful truth. You don't need permission to succeed. You need the discipline to focus on your vision. The key to cutting through all the noise is self-focus. When you focus on your own goals, your own path, and your own mission, you no longer need validation from others. In fact, the more you focus on your vision, the less external approval matters. Society might tell you to do one thing, but your inner vision tells you to do something entirely different. Self-focus is about listening to that inner voice, the voice that speaks with clarity and certainty about what you're meant to do. It's about tuning out the noise and trusting your own instincts and abilities. In a world full of distractions, focusing on yourself might sound selfish, but it's actually the most selfless thing you can do. When you're focused on your personal growth, your goals, and your vision, you are better equipped to serve those around you. Your family, friends, and community will benefit from the best version of yourself, the version that is aligned with purpose, not the version who is distracted and overwhelmed by everything and everyone else. Self-focus is a conscious choice. It means taking control of your own life and not allowing external factors to determine your worth or direction. Too often, people get lost in what others are doing, comparing themselves to friends, colleagues, or influencers on social media. This comparison game is dangerous because it steals your peace and your clarity. It tells you that what you have or what you are doing is not enough, and it blinds you to the value of your own unique path. The truth is, no one else's journey should ever be the blueprint for yours. When you start focusing on yourself, you stop looking around and start looking within. This shift in focus is what allows you to tune into your true purpose and desires. Instead of constantly measuring your success against someone else's standard, you define your own. Success is not a one-size-fits-all formula. It's about understanding what success means for you and then directing your energy and resources towards achieving that vision. The power of self-focus lies in its ability to create clarity. When you are clear on what you want and what you are working toward, the distractions of the world begin to fade away. Every decision you make, every action you take is aligned with your ultimate goals. The noise that once seemed so loud becomes quiet and your path becomes clearer. When you're truly focused on your own journey, distractions have no power over you. You don't waste time chasing things that aren't aligned with your vision because your focus is laser sharp. Moreover, self-focus builds self-confidence. When you take ownership of your life and put your attention on your own growth, you begin to realize your own capabilities. You see the progress you're making, even if it's small. You start to trust in your own decisions and in your ability to navigate challenges. Self-focus allows you to build a strong foundation of self-trust, and when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. You no longer rely on the approval of others to feel good about your progress. You become your own greatest cheerleader. This process of self-focus also involves setting boundaries. When you focus on your own goals, you become more selective about where you invest your time and energy. You learn to say no to things that don't align with your vision, and you protect your peace by eliminating unnecessary distractions. Boundaries are an essential part of self-focus, because they keep you from being pulled in a million directions. They allow you to create the space you need to grow without being constantly sidetracked by people, tasks, or obligations that don't serve your higher purpose. Another aspect of self-focus is the ability to block out the opinions of others. People will always have something to say about your decisions. They may doubt your vision, criticize your methods, or even try to steer you in a different direction. But when you're focused on your own path, you learn to filter out the noise. You stop looking for external validation, and instead, you become grounded in your own truth. You know your own worth, and you trust your own instincts. The opinions of others may come, but they no longer have the power to shake your confidence or alter your course. Self-focus is also about taking full responsibility for your life. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or the economy for where you are in life. But true self-focus demands that you own your decisions. Your past, your present, and your future are all shaped by the choices you make. When you focus on yourself, you take full accountability for your actions and results. This empowerment enables you to make better decisions and take decisive action toward the life you desire. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. Finally, self-focus requires patience. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be bumps, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But when you're focused on your own journey, you learn to stay the course, even when the road gets tough. You trust the process, and you understand that growth takes time. You don't compare your progress to anyone else's, because you know that your timeline is unique. You have your own pace, and that pace is perfect for you. In the end, self-focus is not about being selfish. It's about being fully committed to your vision and your growth. It's about respecting your time, your energy, and your potential enough to say no to distractions and yes to your dreams. When you focus on yourself, you align with your purpose. In the journey to success, one of the most powerful yet often underutilized tools is the ability to eliminate distraction and maximize execution. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with information, interruptions, and demands on our time. This overwhelming flood of external noise can make it challenging to stay focused, and often people find themselves spinning their wheels, working hard but getting little accomplished. The truth is, distractions are the silent killers of productivity, creativity, and success. The more you allow distractions to take up space in your life, the less room there is for the focused action that drives you toward your goals. Distractions come in many forms. Some are obvious, like social media, emails, or phone calls, while others are more subtle, such as self-doubt, perfectionism, or the tendency to overthink. Regardless of the form they take, distractions prevent you from giving your full attention to the tasks that matter most. The key to achieving success isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things. But to do the right things, you need to have clarity on what's important, and you need to eliminate the distractions that stand in the way. When you focus on maximizing execution, you're committing to the idea that action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Execution is the backbone of any successful endeavor. It's not enough to simply have a vision or a dream. You must take consistent and intentional steps toward making that vision a reality. However, the process of execution becomes significantly more challenging when you're constantly distracted. Distractions break your concentration, waste your time, and prevent you from building momentum. Without momentum, progress stalls, and success becomes a distant dream. Maximizing execution means being deliberate in how you spend your time and energy. It's about choosing to focus on the most important tasks that will move the needle forward and saying no to everything that doesn't align with your goals. To do this, you need to cultivate the ability to prioritize effectively. Prioritization is the art of recognizing that not every task is equally important, and not every opportunity is worth pursuing. When you prioritize, you make conscious decisions about where to place your focus, and you avoid spreading yourself too thin by trying to do everything at once. One of the most effective ways to maximize execution is by creating a structured plan that breaks your goals into actionable steps. Many people struggle because they set vague goals like, I want to be successful, or I want to build my business, but these broad aspirations lack the clarity needed to drive focused action. By breaking your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks, you create a clear roadmap that tells you exactly what to do next. Each task becomes a step on the journey to your larger goal, and with each task completed, you build momentum and confidence. Another essential element of maximizing execution is creating a focused environment. Your environment plays a critical role in your ability to concentrate and produce high-quality work. If your space is cluttered with distractions, whether it's physical clutter, constant notifications, or a lack of structure, it becomes much harder to focus on the task at hand. To maximize your execution, you must set up a dedicated space where you can work with minimal distractions. This could mean turning off notifications on your phone, blocking out time in your schedule for deep work, or even eliminating certain activities that don't contribute to your goals. By creating an environment conducive to focus, you set yourself up for success. The ability to eliminate distractions also involves managing your mental and emotional state. Mental distractions are often the most difficult to eliminate because they come from within. They can take the form of worries, fears, doubts, or negative self-talk. These inner distractions can derail even the most determined individual if they are left unchecked. To combat mental distractions, it's important to practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Techniques like meditation, journaling, or simply taking a moment to breathe and refocus can help you clear your mind and regain your concentration. When you're able to control your thoughts and emotions, you strengthen your ability to focus and execute. Another crucial aspect of maximizing execution is time management. Time is our most precious resource, and how you use it determines the success you achieve. The reality is that time is finite, and every moment spent on a distraction is a moment lost. Effective time management requires you to create a daily schedule that reflects your highest priorities. This means blocking out time for the most important tasks while also recognizing when you need to rest and recharge. Overworking yourself can lead to burnout, so balance is key. By managing your time wisely and making intentional decisions about where to focus your efforts, you increase your ability to execute at a high level. Accountability also plays a significant role in maximizing execution. When you hold yourself accountable to your goals, you are less likely to get sidetracked by distractions. However, self-accountability can be challenging, especially when you are working alone or don't have someone to check in with regularly. This is where having an accountability partner, mentor, or coach can make a huge difference. These individuals can help keep you on track, remind you of your priorities, and push you to stay focused, especially when distractions arise. Finally, consistency is the key to execution. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Success is built on small, consistent actions taken over time. When you commit to executing consistently, you create a habit of progress. And over time, these small steps accumulate into significant achievement. Maximizing execution means prioritizing what matters most, creating an environment that supports your focus, and making sure that your time, energy, and attention are directed toward the actions that will move you closer to your goals. When you eliminate distractions and focus solely on execution, you tap into the power of momentum, and success becomes inevitable. The more focused and disciplined you are in your actions, the more results you will see, and the more your life will begin to reflect the vision you've been working toward. Success is often thought of as a result of one big monumental event, a breakthrough moment that changes everything. But what most people don't realize is that success is a process of small, consistent actions compounded over time. The compounding effect of inner peace is a powerful force that transforms your results and ultimately accelerates your success. When you cultivate inner peace, you're creating the environment within yourself for growth, clarity, and purpose. Over time, this peace builds upon itself, creating momentum and turning seemingly small efforts into massive, life-changing results. At the core of this compounding effect is the idea that peace of mind is not just about feeling calm or relaxed. True inner peace means that you're not allowing external circumstances or fleeting emotions to dictate your behavior. It means that you've developed the ability to remain centered, focused, and clear even in the face of chaos. This state of inner peace becomes a foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Just like compound interest works by generating more interest on the interest already earned, the effect of inner peace compounds over time, leading to greater clarity, productivity, and results. Inner peace creates the clarity needed for long-term success. When you're at peace with yourself, You're not clouded by anxiety, worry, or self-doubt. These negative emotions are often distractions that pull your attention away from your goals, and they prevent you from making clear, confident decisions. When your mind is clear, you can assess situations more effectively and make better decisions. You can identify opportunities and act quickly without being paralyzed by fear or hesitation. This clarity allows you to take focused, deliberate action rather than getting lost in uncertainty or confusion. As you develop inner peace, you start to recognize that all progress is incremental. You understand that success doesn't happen overnight, and you don't expect instant results. Instead, you focus on making consistent progress, no matter how small the steps may seem. This mindset helps you avoid the trap of impatience, which often leads to frustration and burnout. Because you know that progress compounds, you're more likely to stay the course, even when the results don't show up right away. Over time, you'll begin to see that the small steps you've been taking have built up into significant growth. The power of inner peace also lies in its ability to shield you from the outside world. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. Whether it's a setback in your business, a personal struggle, or a moment of doubt, external circumstances will always try to pull you off course. But when you're anchored in inner peace, you're not easily swayed by these outside forces. You develop the resilience to stay focused on your goals, knowing that challenges are part of the journey and that they will pass. Instead of reacting impulsively to setbacks, you respond thoughtfully and calmly, maintaining your composure and staying focused on your long-term vision. This peace also enables you to maintain emotional balance. Often, success requires that we push through discomfort, take risks, and step outside of our comfort zones. But fear, anxiety, and self-doubt can sabotage our efforts if we let them control our emotions. When you cultivate inner peace, you develop emotional control. You stop reacting impulsively to every fear or negative emotion that arises. Instead, you choose how to respond. This emotional intelligence becomes a key driver of your success. You stop allowing your feelings to control your actions, and you begin to operate from a place of calm, focused confidence. Your ability to stay composed during challenging times becomes a competitive advantage in everything you do. As you continue to grow in inner peace, you'll find that your creativity flourishes. Peaceful minds are fertile ground for innovation and problem solving. When you're calm and centered, you're able to think clearly, access new ideas, and come up with creative solutions to problems. Inner peace also helps you stay open to new possibilities rather than getting stuck in fixed ways of thinking. When your mind is at ease, you can step back from a situation, see it from multiple perspectives, and find new ways to approach challenges. Over time, this creative thinking becomes second nature, and you find that you're able to navigate obstacles with ease and confidence. The more you practice cultivating inner peace, the more you begin to notice its impact in all areas of your life. Your relationships improve because you become more patient, understanding, and empathetic. Your work improves because you can focus and execute without being distracted by negative emotion. Your health improves because you reduce stress and allow your body to function optimally. Each area of your life starts to align with your vision, and you find that success becomes less about what you're chasing and more about what you're becoming. As your inner peace grows, so does the peace in your outer world. In addition to the personal growth you experience, inner peace also has a profound impact on the people around you. When you cultivate peace within yourself, you become a source of calm and stability for others. This positive energy is contagious and can influence those you interact with. You may find that your relationships become deeper and more meaningful because you're no longer reacting to the world in a chaotic, emotional way. Instead, you're responding with thoughtfulness and clarity. People are naturally drawn to those who are at peace with themselves because they create an environment of safety and trust. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of the compounding effect of inner peace is that it multiplies your results over time. Just like compound interest, the impact of small, consistent actions grows exponentially. The more peace you cultivate, the more momentum you build, your clarity sharpens, your decisions improve, and your actions become more effective. As you continue to grow in inner peace, your results begin to stack on top of each other, creating a snowball effect that propels you toward your goals. Inner peace doesn't happen overnight, It's a practice, a commitment to being present and calm in the face of life's challenges. But as you nurture it day by day, you'll begin to see its compounding effects in your life. The clarity, confidence, creativity, and resilience that come from inner peace will not only help you navigate challenges, but will also amplify your ability to create the life you've always dreamed of. So today, I challenge you, quiet the noise, master your focus, elevate your life. Success is waiting for you on the other side of self-discipline. The only question is, will you step up and claim it? Let's go.